Today I'm super excited to talk about my #1 favorite book, Neville Goddard, The Feeling is the Secret. What we're gonna do is we're gonna cover a couple little excerpts from the book. I found 5 pages that had some quotes that are very important for you to not only hear, but for us to discuss so you can understand what they mean and how to take action and implement them. Because if we just talk about it, it's knowledge, but if we put it into action, it becomes power. So my name is Dr. Jay Kavanaugh of thevibemindset.com, where we help you use your imagination to focus on shifting your emotional state and elevating your emotions to exactly match that which you desire. So let's get into it. So in Neville's book, one of the first things he says towards the beginning of it is, consciousness is the cause as well as the substance of the entire world. So what Neville goes into at the beginning is the fact that there is this difference between the conscious and the subconscious. And the way that he describes it is that conscious is our creation of our ideas, our wants, our desires, where we focus our energy and our thoughts and attention. Now, what he also talks about is how the subconscious mind is always that which is impressed by the conscious mind. And so when you are thinking about things in a way that is as if or assuming that you already have them, then the subconscious mind is impressed with that and believes that that which you desire has already arrived. Now, one of the key concepts that Neville talks about is the fact that we already are that which we want to be and that which we want to exist and feel in our lives. However, we need to express it from the inside out. All too often, we look for our senses to tell us what we do have in the world and where we're at in the world. But the truth is that's a secondary effect. In other words, if I want something and I look around right now, I realize I don't have it. So I become an emotional state of lack and separation. It's a lower vibe state. So in that lower vibe state, I can't attract that which I want. I cannot become that who I wish to be because I'm not in the proper emotional state. Now, it all has to go from the reverse. You have to, feeling is the secret is basically saying you have to feel ahead of your wish fulfilled. Feeling first is the key. So you always have to use your imagination to feel that which you desire, okay? Now, when we use our imagination, I want to talk about this. People often make one major mistake, which is they use visualization. And what they do is in their mind, they start to try to only see that which they desire, not realizing we have 5 senses available to us, and that the more we bridge the gap between that which we imagine and that which we desire and create the more real feeling as if it is almost something we already possess within us. In other words, the more senses we activate and the more real we can make that which we desire feel in our mind's eye, the more likely we are to attain it, because the feeling associated with that deeper, more involved imagination is strong and real. The more real the feeling, the better the match. Almost like a key going into a door, almost like combination to unlock, those old school locks that you'd have in school, right? So the key to that is to activate, what would it feel like? Now, when I mean feel, I don't mean just emotions, but touch. We also have sound. What would people say if you were to fulfill that wish you desired? For example, if you had become a teacher and that was your long goal, your long-term goal and your long-term wish fulfilled, what would people say? The day you step off that graduation platform with the degree in your hand, the diploma in your hand, what would people say? How would they react? How would they respond? And what would they say? So that's hearing. And then seeing, what would you see in the crowd? Who would be out there clapping once you walked up? Okay? And then also smell, like what would it smell like maybe when you were getting ready? What would your favorite cologne or perfume be that you would wear when you were to go out on that stage? But you see where I'm going with this. It's activating as many senses as you can, okay? That is a very, very important point. Now, let's go to this next point that Neville makes. The conscious generates ideas and impresses these ideas on the subconscious. The subconscious receives ideas and gives them form and expression, okay? So you have to understand that relationship. Now, where a lot of us go wrong is we consciously think of what we don't have and what could go wrong and what may be the obstacle to getting to where we want to be. But in doing so, that is what we are impressing on the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind is just like an order taker. And so all it does is take that which the conscious mind impresses upon it and creates reality from it. So it's almost like planting a seed, watering it, and it grows. This is what the subconscious does. So you have to be consciously aware of the conversations you're having within your mind and also the corresponding feeling associated with it. Because oftentimes, if you're talking about how you don't have something, that vibration is not a match to that which would align with you having it. You see what I mean? So if you say, I don't have something, and that vibe is here, and that what you want is here, there's not a match. Like I said, it's almost like there has to be a match. It's almost like a key going into a door, a very specific combination that is based on feeling, okay? Now, let's carry on here. So we have the conscious impresses the subconscious, while the subconscious, the conscious impresses the subconscious, while the subconscious expresses all that is impressed upon it, reflecting that point once again. No idea can be impressed on the subconscious until it is felt, but once felt, be it good or bad or indifferent, it must be expressed. Now, that is the key thing. Listen to what he said. Unless it is felt. Felt. Now, what do we mean by that? This is a key concept. So, when we talk about felt, what we mean is feeling is a secret, right? So, if I have an idea that I want to gain muscle, and I just think about how bad I want that, I'm thinking about maybe visualizing how I would look different. But if I can't activate the feeling of that wish fulfilled and that desire fulfilled and realized, it's the feeling that is the secret. It's the key. It's the power. It's the magnet that attracts it to you. The thought, think of it like this, almost like fishing. Like the thought of that which you desire is like throwing a fishing line out into the water. But the feeling is like reeling it in. You have to have two of those pieces together to catch a fish. You can't just throw out that energy, throw out that line and stop. You have to have two parts to it. And that is the reeling it in, which is the feeling is the biggest part to drawing that to you in the universe. So he goes on to say, every feeling makes a subconscious impression, and unless it is counteracted by a more powerful feeling of an opposite nature, it must be expressed. The dominant of the two is the one expressed. I am healthy is a stronger feeling than I will be healthy. To feel I will be is to confess I am not. I am is stronger than I am not. So that is key. Think about that. Think about how beautiful this is. So the dominant of the two feelings. So I am healthy versus I will be healthy. Okay. Now this is probably the hardest part for people to get through because they say, well, I am not healthy right now. I just told you I want to be healthy, but I want to be healthy because I'm not healthy now. Okay. You have to understand that this is the part that you have to simply accept. You have to accept this as fact. You have to accept it as truth, that you have to say, I am, as the affirmation, as if that which you desire is already within you. It just has not been expressed in your external world. So you have to understand the mistake many of us make is we look in our external world. We look in the mirror to see if we lost that weight, to see if that change in our driveway, if that car has arrived. We look for validation first. But the reality is you can't look for validation first. The validation and the whole thing has to go reverse. You have to 180 it, okay? It all has to start from within first. Then it becomes an external reality. And that external reality doesn't happen 20 minutes later, not an hour later. It will arrive in due time. Now, when is that time is also something that can hold you back. Because if you are stressed and anxious that you're wanting something so bad, but it hasn't arrived yet. And you look in your 3D external world and you realize, hey, it hasn't come, it hasn't come, it hasn't come. Think about the vibe. The vibe you have is lower vibe, lower energy. That's what's going to keep it away from you, not drawn towards you, okay? Super powerful, super important stuff. Now, understand this. Be compassionate with yourself. This takes time. This is a skill that you have yet to master. No different than riding a bicycle. No different than, anything in life. Speaking, when you first learned how to walk, it took time. You failed, you got up, you tried again. You tripped, you fell, you got up, and you went again. When we're a child, when we want to walk, we fail so many times, okay? As adults, I think our ability to deal and overcome failure is diminished. When you're a 1-year-old or a 2-year-old, failure is not an option because there is no fear of judgment, okay? You just know, hey, I need to walk, and no matter how many times I fall down, I'll get up. It's not a conscious thought, but it's just an internal subconscious program that we're all born with. It's only that when we get older and we become adults that we start to be hard on ourselves. We start to have this fear of judgment. We start to be very hard on ourselves, and this will hold us back. So trust the process here. All right, let's move on. So sensation precedes, this is what we just said, but this is in Neville's words. Sensation precedes manifestation and is the foundation upon which all manifestation exists. Okay? So you have to be careful of your moods and your feelings. Always remember, everything starts from within and is pushed out. That is a key concept. All right, guys. So that is all I wanted to cover for today. I hope you love this video. If you do, I want to hear the one thing that you got that was the most valuable from it. Share that. I want to hear. And if you want to watch some more videos, go ahead. We've got some more. And don't forget to subscribe, like this video. I want to hear from you. Feeling is the secret. You've got this. Take action. Practice using your imagination. Practice feeling the feelings of your wish fulfilled. All right, take care, guys.